And check out the latest Game Theorists video. It's a really interesting topic for you to talk about. Yeah, sure. Let me see what that is. 97% of you can't name the most popular video game in the world. Tetris.
Here's a pop quiz. What's the most popular 5v5 MOBA game right now? If you answered League of Legends, you're wrong.
Dota.
League of Legends' daily active users count is around 10 million, which is
Dota.
impressive
It's like
to
really
be sure,
big in
but
China,
small
right?
potatoes compared to the real answer, which has sometimes had over 100 million daily active users. So let's try again. What has been the second most downloaded mobile game in 2021? It's also the most downloaded game of 2020 and 2019.
Candy
in total,
Crush?
over 1 billion downloads on Google Play alone. Fortnite? Candy Crush? Clash of Clans? No, none of these. Unfortunately, no
This guy's gonna do some fucking five-head bullshit where he's like, oh no, it's actually this game that's only, you can only watch it or play it in like China or some shit. And like, I guarantee you that's what this is gonna fucking be, man.
And simply tell you the answers to
Guarantee
these
fucking
questions.
to you.
You have to see for yourself that what you know of as the gaming industry has been nothing but a lie. It is the world that's been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth. This is your last chance, theorist. After this, there is no going back.
Okay.
You take the blue pill and the story ends. You wake up in your bed and you believe whatever it is you want to believe. You take the red pill and you stay in Wonderland.
Well, I just
And
got
show
some good
you how
development
deep
updates.
this
I'll
rabbit
look at it
hole
after
goes.
this, okay,
Remember
guys?
that I'm offering only the truth, nothing more. Good. Let's begin.
Okay.
Hello, Internet! Welcome to Game Theory.
This
the
is
show
good.
that
I like
today
this.
is pulling you out of the Matrix. By the way, did you know that Matrix 4 is supposed to come out this year? Yeah, totally forgot that they were making that one. Anyway, makes my dated reference in the cold open of this video feel a little bit more timely. Totally 100% planned. So, you know those Iceberg Explain style videos that have been popular this year, where the host takes a topic?
Bro, I actually really want to do I really want to watch these Iceberg videos because, like, if I watch an Iceberg video, it's a 50-minute video, right? That's the whole stream. Like, that's it. That's the whole stream. I'm done.
And then goes through layer by layer the different levels of insider knowledge about said topic.
Yeah.
In case you're not familiar, let's say you have like the YouTube iceberg. On the very top would be stuff like Despacito, Jimmy Fallon
And the
clips,
bottom would be
mainstream
Christian.
viral videos, the stuff that anyone visiting YouTube would know about because it's on the surface. It's right there on the homepage. You don't have to be logged in. It's
Yeah, I
just
understand
served up
it.
to you. Then a layer under that would be stuff like PewDiePie, Mr. Beast, React videos, Minecraft,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
I
top
get it.
creators and
Okay.
trending topics
Makes
that pretty
sense.
much everyone is at least vaguely aware of. Keep going down further and further into the iceberg and you pass things like Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared and Poppy, before eventually you
I
go
don't know
all the
what
way down
that
to the
is.
bottom depths of the iceberg where you find the Petscops of the world, your YouTube poops, and some of those Nightmare Fuel international channels. Well, the reason I bring it up today is that recently I
fuck
became
that.
aware that we all, without even realizing it, have been existing on the tip of one of these icebergs. The
What's that?
gaming industry iceberg. We all thought that the iceberg looked like this, when in reality, it looks a whole lot more like this. Like, if I asked you what the biggest game in the world is right now, what would you say? Fortnite? Among Us was huge
I'd say
for a while
Tetris.
last year. Maybe Call of Duty Warzone, because that's new, or League. League is always big. The real list of biggest games in the world, though, Minecraft and Roblox and things are definitely up there, but that list is also going to be rounded out with games that you've likely never heard of. You see, this topic first caught my attention back during the 2019 YouTube Rewind gaming section. For those of you who don't remember, 2019's Rewind recapped the videos that
Look at the like and dislike on that one, man. Like, I don't know when this started happening, but like the YouTube Rewind just turned into garbage at some point or another.
got the most likes in different
Yeah, he had
categories, like a
disliked, I saw
fancier
that.
version of a Watch Mojo countdown. Except for gaming, of course, because the videos that the creators make are less important than the games that they're playing.
Of course
unless
not.
they happen to be streamers that were stolen over from Twitch. No offense to Tim the Tatman and Dr. Lupo. I'm so happy for them that they got their bags. Just saying, at this point, feel like I have to go to Twitch so that YouTube can pay me to come back. Anyway, true to form, 2019's...
That's actually true. I did actually hear that some YouTube creators did get good contracts. Maybe he didn't. I don't know.
Rewind didn't seem interested in the gamers or the individual videos that were made, but rather they focused on the top games that were played. And it was a list that consisted of largely what you'd expect. Roblox, Fortnite, GTA, Minecraft at #1. But one of these things was not like the other. Garena Free Fire. Never heard of it, but apparently it was the 4th most watched game of the year. Think about how crazy that is. It'd be the equivalent of us not seeing a single Among Us video last year. And that's...
No, I think it's simple, man. man, is that some of these fucking games are like super popular in China and in these Eastern audiences, where like these games have like billion-dollar revenue every single fucking month, and we don't even know what they're called, and they're just super popular over there.
What happened, because in 2020, Garena Free Fire grew and surpassed both Fortnite and Grand Theft Auto to become the third most viewed game on the platform, behind only Minecraft and Roblox. And yet again, for the second year in a row, I never saw a single video talking about it. No one seems to be talking about it. That's not an exaggeration. Do a Google search for mentions of Garena Free Fire on Polygon.com. You get literally 0 mentions of it. Ditto for Waypoint, literally 0 mentions. Do the same search on Kotaku and you find exactly 1 article listing off that, wouldn't you know it, it was in the YouTube Rewind 2019.
Southeast Asia, India,
possible?
and Latin America.
I'm not super into games like Roblox, but at least I know what it is, and when I find that it's one of YouTube's biggest games, it's not that big of a surprise. But Garena Free Fire is not only a billion-dollar franchise that has, for the last 2 years, been one of the world's most downloaded mobile games, it is now bigger than Fortnite on YouTube, and yet not once have I or anyone else on the team ever seen it talked about. What is going on? I had to dig in and research the topic, and spoiler alert, this isn't just a video about a single game. This is the story of a much larger trend that many gamers have been blind to for years. As someone whose literal job it is to stay on top of what's happening in the gaming world, it's honestly a little humbling, but it's also exciting because there's an entire undiscovered world of gaming that's been lurking under our noses for years, and I'm gonna call it right now, it's gonna drastically change the way that we play games in years to come. And when I say years to come, I'm not talking about 10 or even 5 years into the future. It is happening as we speak. So since I've already teased it, what is Garena Free Fire? Well, to the people who actually play it, it's usually just Free Fire. Garena is the name of the company in Singapore that created it. It's a mobile game that, in terms of gameplay, is a lot like PUBG and Fortnite. It's a battle royale game where you and dozens of other players parachute onto an island.
Bro, how they play this, man? The graphics suck! Look at this! On a cell phone? Oh my god, what's happening? Oh no. Oh no.
Dozens of other players parachute onto an island, look for weapons. Look, you don't need me to explain what a battle royale is at this point.
Pretty
now,
obvious.
for you loyal theorists who watch to the end of every video, you may already know that I was sponsored by them a few weeks ago. They even invited me to attend their 4th anniversary event in Las Vegas, which was very cool and gave me a great chance to do some research on the community around this game. But what I want to make crystal clear is that this video is entirely #NotSpawn, specifically because I wanted to be able to talk freely about the title. You'll notice that throughout the video, I'm not stating any opinions about the game, just quantitative facts about it. Because to me, the most interesting thing about it is the phenomenon it represents. The game is built to prioritize performance on low—
You know what this is like? This is like in a Final Fantasy storyline where you encounter the Warriors of Darkness. And these are people that are like living parallel lives that are like equivalent to you. And you're like, wait, what the fuck? This is like, yeah, what is this, dude? Like, how are these guys doing the same shit that we're doing, but in a completely different way? Like, how does this even make sense? Except they're assholes. Well, honestly, like, I mean, compare this game to PUBG, man. That's just 2 assholes, let's be honest.
Powered devices with weak internet connections. And that's not coming from me or a series of talking points, that's actually me translating from an original Portuguese review of the game in Tech Tudo, a Brazilian publication. And I bring that up for a reason. Brazil's a country where the minimum wage in 2020 was 1,039 real, the equivalent of just under $200 a month, barely more than $1 an hour. Obviously, this means that you're gonna have a country with more than a few budget-conscious gamers whose only—
I don't know how, like, dude, Brazil, like, and dude, South American audiences, it's actually crazy. Like, I don't know, there are no other gaming audiences that are more supportive and more loving and more fucking, I'm gonna be honest, guys, fanatical than South American audiences. Like, if you have a South American audience, you should cherish and love them as much as you can, because those guys will go to war for you. Like, I'm gonna be honest, like, it's crazy. Like, I've seen some of the Like, every time, like, so I'll get tagged in, like, these tweets and shit, right? Where it's, like, the top 10 streamers, whatever. And, like, some of these guys will fucking end up in the top 10. And all the time in the comments, it's the guys from South America. Like, yeah, bro, this guy is way fucking better than any of those NA streamers. He's #1. I know he's not #1 on the list, but he's way fucking better than all those other guys. I don't even know who those other losers are. But listen, our guy, what's the guy? Is Gauls, right? That's one of them, right? They fucking love him, man. And the guy that met Messi, too. Was that one what it was? Yeah, they fucking love these guys. It is insane.
Gaming device might be a low end.
It's like here in America, what the fuck do we have? We got LSF, where they just diagnosed me with mental disorders, and over there they just love you and they buy your stuff. Like, what the fuck? I got cheated, man.
Smartphone. So it shouldn't come as a huge surprise that a game like Free Fire, which aims to deliver a premium gameplay experience on non-premium hardware, is gonna be a huge hit there. Same story in Thailand, where Free Fire was the most popular game of 2019, and the minimum wage is 331 baht per day, the equivalent of $10.11 per day in US currency. Free Fire, also huge in India. Now, if that was all there was to the story, I wouldn't have bothered making the video. But here's the thing. While this might seem like a case of other parts of the world having their own separate video game ecosystems geared toward budget smartphones, those worlds aren't gonna stay separate for much longer. The US up to this point has functioned almost entirely within a bubble, an island when it comes to gaming, unaware of the wider trends happening in the world of gaming around us. But that
dude, I can't wait until I'm able to play with people from like South America and people from like China and Korea and like Japan and stuff, because like translation technology is going to become better and better and better. And we even have this now, right, with some games where you can translate text and you can read it. Like, it's gonna, dude, it's gonna be so fucking cool. Latency, nah, bro, technology is gonna get even better. It's not even gonna matter. Yeah, Final Fantasy has auto translate. Yeah, I know, that's what's gonna happen. Like, it's gonna be fucking awesome, man. I can't wait.
Bubble is going to burst, and soon. This is admittedly a bit of a prediction on my part, but I'm not the only one making it. Microsoft's Xbox division is making the same prediction, and they're betting a lot of money on it by targeting India as their most important gaming market. Over the past decade or so, India has come online in a way that's quite frankly astounding. Back in 2007, when online games like Modern Warfare, Halo 3, and TF2 were all the rage, only 4% of people living in India had internet access.
What about WoW? What happened to WoW?
2020, that number ballooned to 50%. In the span of two console generations, the Indian market for online games has gone from a single-digit percentage to half of a country with over a billion.
Isn't that isn't that the company, or isn't that not company? Isn't that the country that had the company in it that beat PewDiePie for the most subs? Wasn't like, yeah, T-Series, right? Like, there are a lot, I want to emphasize this, there are a lot of people in India. Like, I've seen videos of this shit, right? And it's like playing on a server that I just logged on to. It's like, you know, whenever you go somewhere and there's like fucking 80 people around me? That's like India. It's insane. I'll be right back. It's like... Okay.
People. That's probably why earlier this year Microsoft went on record to say, quote, the Indian gaming audience is one of the world's biggest gaming markets and remains a key growth area for the Xbox business. Considering that billions of dollars are at stake, I don't blame them. The upshot is, while the video game market in countries like India might seem separate, more American companies want to target them. And with Indian gamers favoring mobile games coming out of Asia like Garena Free Fire, Lords Mobile, and Battlegrounds Mobile, it won't be long before big players in US gaming start copying those trends and design aesthetics. And what's even cooler is that this cross-cultural exposure works both ways, as we start to see more and more overlap between the traditional gaming.
Dude, that's what happens with me, right? Is like, I didn't even realize this, but I have a lot of people that watch me who live in Brazil. Like, I do. I have like a lot of people that watch the stream that live in fucking like Brazil and shit. It's like, wait, what? Because like, I do try, whenever I'm on my main stream, I try to speak properly so people that are maybe not necessarily native English speakers can understand what I'm saying. And I do try to actually enunciate the words properly unless I'm doing it wrong on purpose or something like that. So I think, dude, I had no idea that was even a thing. That's so cool to me. I'm very I consider myself very lucky to have them
here in the States, and these new emerging gaming markets, we're gonna have more chance to get exposed to new types of games. Consider this: if you are an old school gamer who grew up in the 80s and 90s, one thing you probably noticed is that most of the games came from either Western developers or Japanese developers. This was embodied by the division between the JRPG and the Western RPG. Japanese RPGs like Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest just approach storytelling differently from Western RPGs like Fallout, Baldur's Gate, and the Elder Scrolls. Like, this is a Japanese Marlboro, this is a US Marlboro. Can you spot the difference? At the time, it seemed like games basically boiled down to two different cultural categories, Western and Eastern, but that oversimplified view got turned on its head as the gaming industry grew. The growth of the Korean gaming market in the early aughts brought us MMOs like MapleStory and Ragnarok Online.
I never got into those, man.
Hunched over a keyboard in a PC bang rather than with a controller in hand like most Japanese games. This influx
I never got into any of those like Korean online games. I know so many other people really like them a lot. I had a friend of mine who was like a huge fucking like legend in Ragnarok Online, and he would always tell me about it. He was like super fucking into it, man. Maybe one day I'll get him on stream and have him tell some stories to you guys, because yeah, he used to play that like all whenever we were in high school together. It was crazy. Did you not play Black Desert Online? I did, but that's like a 1, right? I mean, like I never really played a lot of the examples that he's giving. Like, of course I've played a game from Korea before.
Of Korean influence also pushed gaming into new territories, like Ragnarok Online's art style of 2D sprites and 3D environments, or MapleStory being one of the earliest examples of the free-to-play model that's now omnipresent. And continuing on into the 2010s, we saw the mainstreaming of Eastern European gaming companies,
like Poland,
exemplified by The Witcher, a game series from Poland that's deeply influenced by Slavic folklore. Another Polish developer that deserves a shout-out is 11-Bit Studios, creators of This War Is Mine and Frostpunk, two of the bleakest gaming experiences of the past decade. When I say bleak, I mean cold. Like, these games are from the middle of Europe. It is cold there, and their games reflect that. And of course, there's also China. Genshin Impact ended up being one of the biggest games of 2020, and honestly, one of the coolest things about it was getting to explore an open-world region that was inspired by real-life Chinese architecture and geography.
Dude, you know what's so crazy about Genshin Impact is, like, if I knew I could play Genshin Impact and you wouldn't have to spend a ton of money to play the game, and I could just enjoy the game without having to spend tons of money on it, I would play the game, man. I would 100% play the game, because it looks good. Like, the gameplay is very fluid, and it's very, what's the word for it? It's, it plays well, right? It's like, it's got the Fortnite quality to it. Like, Fortnite plays incredibly well, and that is appealing to me in itself.
With character designs that also reflected the culture. So games are being designed with a more global audience in mind, which means greater need for accessibility across all economic ranges.
Of course.
This in turn makes gaming more accessible, meaning more designers around the world with different cultures now starting to express their unique cultural viewpoints through their games. And here's the thing, through all of this, what is defined as a gamer is looking really, really different these days. Case in point, in 2017, a market research company called Quantic Foundry did a survey to see which game genres were most popular with specific genders here in the US. For example, the most female genre was Match 3 games, with the total audience being 69% women, and Candy Crush specifically having an audience of 83%.
Holy shit! I need to start playing Candy Crush. Oh my god, that's insane, dude. It's nuts.
Women. Likewise, farm games or family life simulators like The Sims have an audience that is 69% women.
You motherfuckers. Do you remember whenever I went and I said that a lot of girls play games like Harvest Moon and like fucking Animal Crossing, and like these are girl games, and people were like, oh wow, I can't believe I was here to witness Asmongold get himself canceled. Oh my god, this is going on Kotaku tomorrow. Wow, dude, it was nice knowing you. See you on YouTube, Asmon. You know, stuff like this. Fucking proven with facts and logic, dude. Remember that shit? And y'all made me feel like an ass. Guess what? I was right.
And according to the survey, the most male genres are what you might expect. The first-person shooter at 93% male, survival roguelikes at 75% male, MOBAs like League of Legends and Dota at 90%.
Bro, so I feel like there's a lot of girls that play League. Like, if a girl plays League, she's probably hot. Like, I did some research on this. Now, I've done a lot of research on this, and Like, if a girl plays League of Legends, because remember, like, we had that one, nah, listen. Are you guys really going to tell me that I'm wrong? Are y'all really going to, nah, anecdotal. Sneaky?
Tempting to look at survey results like these and assume that there must be something inherent to the game genres that make them more attractive to certain genders. Or, you know, the data could be lying to you. In this episode's Cold Open, I asked you if you knew what the world's most popular 5v5 MOBA game is right now. It's not League of Legends. It's actually a game called Honor of Kings. 10 million daily active users for League, 100 million for Honor of Kings. If you're wondering why you've never heard of the game despite its popularity, well, it technically isn't available outside of China, though there is an international version of the game titled Arena of Valor. But what's really striking to me about Honor of Kings isn't the popularity, but who's playing it. Women. This 5v5 MOBA game, which involves just as much laning, jungling, and ganking as you'd expect from the genre, has a player base that is 54% female. Over half the people playing this game are women. But again, remember, the data that we just reviewed here in the US is that MOBA players are 90% male. And by the way, lest you think this is some sort of casual, watered-down version of a MOBA experience, yeah, it's designed to run on phones, but the game is a legit esport, with teams at the World Championship competing for a $2.5 million prize pool. Discovering that there's a 5v5 MOBA esport title that not only has hundreds of millions of players, but also has a player base where over half of them are women is the kind of thing that should be making us drastically question the industry's assumptions about games and who is supposed to be playing them. Like, what if the reason that popular MOBA games from Western developers have an audience that's 90% male isn't due to anything inherent in the game's genre, but rather other factors around the game, like a need for a more welcoming, more inclusive player community, or the need for less gender discrimination happening.
Bro, dude, I can't guarantee you, but I bet over in China they're sexist as fuck. Like, am I wrong about that? Like, I bet they are way more sex. Like, I know China, bro. They literally had a fucking Garen motherfucking teen. Like, I saw a fucking commercial from China, and it had a black dude fall in a washing machine, and then a Chinese dude came out of it, and the girl was happy at the end of it. Like, they're racist as fuck, man. And like, yeah, y'all seen that? Yeah, I'm not buying. Nope. Nada.
At the corporate level. Look, I don't have the answers to that one today, but the international player numbers show that laning and jungling until 2 in the morning is not something that only male gamers are capable of enjoying. What's becoming more and more clear through this episode is that we've been putting gaming into a box of who games are supposed to be targeting and how they're supposed to be made and played.
You know what I think probably the biggest reason is it seems like women just don't, like, it's like women play a lot of games on their phones. Because, like, that's what it said with Candy Crush, and it's with this other game that's also on the phone, too. Like, can you play League on your phone? Yeah, you can? Oh, well, then fuck. I don't know. Yeah, well, I play League, though? Well, just to compare the two, right? Because, like, is it because of the, like, having a gaming PC is a large investment. It absolutely is.
When it comes to Western developed AAA titles. But as more and more emerging markets come online, that system is getting disrupted. Those assumptions are being proven to be wrong, and it's up to the West to either adapt or die.
That's
what
crazy.
We're seeing right now is indeed just the tip of the iceberg.
That is crazy.
A lot of these international studios are just cutting their teeth, which
Marketing?
means that we
Yeah,
have a
maybe.
lot to look forward to in the coming years as they're able to reach a global market with more refined versions of the games that they've been working on for years. I mean, The Witcher might be the franchise that put CD Projekt Red on the map, but it didn't really explode into the massive commercial success that it was until The Witcher 3. By the same token, MiHoYo was cranking out games for nearly a decade before striking it big with Genshin Impact. There is a ton of overseas game studios out there that are in their early phases, bringing up new talent and finding commercial success by catering to their own domestic audiences, and I'm eagerly awaiting what those same studios are going to be ready to debut when they come to the international stage. I think we have a lot to look forward to in the coming years, because lots of the biggest and best games in the world right now are ones that we've never heard of.
Culture,
and now that we've all left the
Matrix,
we'll never see the industry the same way again. But hey, that's just a theory. A game theory. Thanks for watching.
Dude, that's so nuts, man. Like, oh my god. That's nuts. Wow. Some of the biggest honor of like, yeah, Western devs are dead, Eastern devs OP. I don't know about that. I mean, like, I'm sure it probably depends, but overall, this video is really interesting to me. Like, as I said,
Humbling.
I've always thought that, like, one of the coolest things about gaming is the fact that you can play with people from other parts of the world, right? Like, that's always been, like, the most fulfilling experience that I've ever had with, like, gamers or with gaming is, like, playing with guys that live in, like, fucking Saudi Arabia, playing with guys that live in fucking Serbia or in Russia, and just talking about life. And the thing is, like, you can talk to somebody like that, and you can interact with them and, like, ask the questions that you aren't supposed to ask in a safe environment. And I think being able to do that actually helps people understand each other better, and it helps people not be as, like, xenophobic, I think, because they can just, they don't look at, like, this, like, pre-created notion of, you know, what Russia or what Poland is supposed to be. They're looking at, like, Ted or, you know, XX Arthas DK, the guy that they play with, and, like, they know him, and, you know, he seems okay, and so everything else is fine, right? So I think that's a really big value in gaming that I think everybody always focuses on, like, the negative of that, where it's like, oh, well, some people are racist online, like 100%, but, like, don't assume that that's the only thing that happens. Like, there's a lot of people that really actually grow from gaming and playing with other people too, and it's important to keep both of those things in mind, because I think they both matter. Yeah, it can build bridges or it can burn them down. You're right about that. Some people are racist in real life too. Yeah, I think so. That's a very good point.